is there a profession you would not allow your kids to do?
Politician. I just feel a type of way about how much like politicians really get a lot of heat and a lot of hate in the media. I don't know if as a parent if I can tolerate that. That's my own take.
Wait, janitor? Janitor?
Janitor? See, I would take politician and janitor over magician. I don't know what it is about like magicians. They're just like it's so much. Their whole profession is about deception, and I don't know why. Like I cannot be proud of my kids if they're magicians, but I would be okay if they're a janitor or a politician, of course. But like just magician is where I draw the line. I really think so.
Have you ever seen what's his name? Chris Angel? You ever seen Chris Angel, Mind Freak? I mean, that guy's a legit magician, right?
See, now they're not even called magicians anymore. They're called illusionists to make it even sexier. I mean, it's like going from influencer to creator. Like, it's still the same thing, right? But it's really like, let's call it what it is. You are a person who deceives people, right? You're a deceiver, not a magician. That's all it is.
But if you think about it though, they're honest though. They're by claiming they are magicians, they are telling you that they are going to deceive you. Like there's nothing hidden behind it, you know. Like there's game players and deceivers out there that you don't know that they're deceiving you. That I think is more dangerous than the honest magician who's telling you I'm about to mess with you.
See?
Yeah.
See, there's a positive side to this.
Something about it.
He could be a con. But he could be a con. He could be a con artist. How would you feel about that?
Yeah. Well, then you are a politician, right? You'd be perfect for a politician.
Oh man, what is that like? 4 weeks in a row where we're talking politics is great. This is great. Let's
Tis the season, bro. Tis the season.
Yes.
Hey, well, it's also been 3 weeks since we got the band together, so you know it's been a minute.
Yeah, it has. Glad to have everyone back again. Well, guys, welcome to the Mad Men Pod, where we just shoot the shit about marketing stuff, and we clearly haven't done up since the very first episode. But I'm excited to lead today's episode, and we have a pretty interesting one in my opinion. And you know, when I was thinking about this topic, this is either going to be super boring or super interesting, and I'll let you listeners out there decide what's going to be the case. But you know, it kind of dawned on me about how much we talk about TikTok, Gen Z, young audiences, cool hip trends. But this week we're going to flip the script a little bit and we're going to talk about baby boomers and what I call the lost generation. They don't always get the love like us young folks do when it comes to marketing. And even us mad men tend to only spray ad champagne on brands who do a kick-ass job at winning young people. But let's not underestimate those old folks. You guys ready to get into it?
Men go mad.
He's gone mad.
Mad Men.
You're mad.
The man's mad.
Mad Men.
I'm mad.
Would love to.
Let's do it.
So before we get into some of the cases and brand highlights, I'm going to give you a little profile on baby boomers these days. So currently they are aged between the sweet golden age of 60 and 78 years old. Gender distribution is fairly balanced. They tend to live in more urban and suburban areas. And a big portion of baby boomers are still active in the workforce. And they're often in leadership roles or sometimes in some part-time capacity. But what about the things that they care about? They think about what they grew up on, right? A lot of social change, civil rights movement, the Vietnam War, which I think really shaped the values around equality and social justice. They are considered the me generation because they have a very self-centered, individualistic attitude, and they want to enjoy as much independence as possible. But let me give you some reasons why brands should care about baby boomers. There are 74 million baby boomers in the US. That is the largest generation of consumers, period. That's right. Baby boomers are not dying at the rate that you think. They are still the larger population against millennials and Gen Z. If that isn't enough to care for brands, they hold about 70% of the disposable income in the US. They have the most purchasing power in the country, and they spend over $548 billion a year. And by the way, they are nicely situated to gain even more wealth. Studies predict that baby boomers will inherit about $13 trillion to enjoy during retirement and pass on to their children. Another interesting point about baby boomer wealth is that empty nester baby boomers own 30% of large homes in the US. Large homes meaning 3 bedrooms or more. Empty nester baby boomers are owning 30% of 3-bedroom or larger homes in the US. And we talk about why young people can't buy homes. It's because old people don't want to let them go. And yeah, baby boomers were around back in the day when the first black and white television was introduced. But we have to understand that baby boomers have grown up around technology over the recent decade. They are much more accustomed to technology than you might think. They just use it in different ways than millennials do. 96% of baby boomers use search engines. 95% use email. 92% would rather shop online than shop in store. 60% read blogs and online articles for news and information. And 70% watch videos online. A large majority of baby boomers are in the pre-retirement stage in life. They are healthy and active. Medical technology has made it possible for them to live healthier and longer. And unlike their parents who want to relax during retirement, baby boomers want to get out and do all of the things they've always dreamed of doing. And that gets us into identifying what their needs and wants are. Healthcare and wellness products. And that as they age, they are increasingly focused on health and wellness. So you can see an opportunity for fitness programs, nutritional supplements, healthcare services are going to be appealing to baby boomers. And this is an audience that is actually growing for this category. Financial services. Many boomers are approaching or already in retirement, and they need all the help they can get with financial planning and investment services. And damn, do they have a lot of money to secure their financial future. Travel and leisure. Baby boomers are going all in on travel. And now that they have the time and resources to explore new parts of the world, travel-related services and experiences are really attractive to them. Surprisingly, technology and gadgets. While they aren't digital natives, they are enthusiastic about technology that enhances their lives. Think smart home devices, online services that simplify everyday tasks. I bet you haven't thought about what AI can do for baby boomers. And lastly, personal fulfillment. Boomers are smart. And they are interested in getting smarter. They are investing in continuing education. They want to pursue additional hobbies. They want to pursue personal growth. And so think about online courses, cultural experiences. This is what they're looking for. Now, how do brands resonate with baby boomers? It's actually a really simple formula. Be clear and direct with your communication. They want brands to be straightforward, not salesy. You should highlight your brand's trustworthiness and reliability. Some sort of quality guarantee can go a long way with baby boomers. And invest in exceptional customer service. Boomers want to be able to speak to a real person. And being helpful is important to keep your brand top of mind for them. So overall, baby boomers are a really dynamic and influential generation that has very unique needs and wants. And it is a huge opportunity for a lot of brands that I frankly don't think gets enough attention. But let's get into some brands who are doing a good job at marketing to baby boomers. Adil, you got the first one up. What brand do you have to highlight?
Okay, when we are talking about baby boomers, you cannot not talk about My Pillow. Just take a guess, guys. Like what My Pillow was spending per week in their heyday of 2021 on advertising.
$1,000 a day?
Just take a guess. How
Oh,
much?
per week. This is per day.
Yeah, per week.
Let's call it 20,000 a week.
Okay, Samir.
I'd go 50,000 a week.
Okay, he was spending $1 million to $2 million per week. Per week. This is the My Pillow guy, right? Okay, so granted, this was during the COVID years, right? And so there was a huge surge of like home things being bought, and people were at home, and they're just buying shit. So this $1 million to $2 million was yielding about at least 280 million, is what people are suspecting. The story is really interesting though. The My Pillow guy, I gotta give you guys a little bit of a history on this. He started off in a mall. He had a kiosk. He didn't do so well there. He happened to sell something to a exec that said, "Hey, you should do these home and garden shows." And he found a lot more success there doing wholesale and things like that. He sold some retail there too. And then his success really took off when he had this article written about him and this pillow he came up with in a local paper, and he saw a lot of business come from it. So he's like, you know what? Let me replicate on this idea and take out full page editorial style stories where it shows me and my pillow and what I've created, what problem I'm trying to solve. And he started small, and he just grew that over and over. Before he knew it, he was in every paper across the country. I mean, from the Wall Street Journal to the New York Times to the Dallas Morning News. I mean, he was in everything, right? And he would really track closely where a lot of the money was coming from, which geographic areas are coming from. And that kind of got him thinking that, hey, these are really coming from a lot of suburbs, a lot of places with more wealth, right? And so while he kept those going, he said, you know what, I'm going to dabble in some TV. He tested one infomercial, and it went bonkers. He said his staff of 5 grew to 500 in the matter of 40 days after he did an infomercial. So he's like had this aha moment. He said, okay, the people that are reading these newspapers and then watching infomercials and sitting at home and ordering pillows, they're clearly watching certain news channels that I need to go invest in. So let's talk about it. Enter Fox News, right? So Mike Lindell says that he spent over $500 million with Fox News. I don't know if that's true. Experts are saying it's more like $100 million. But his whole strategy was to sell to a tribe. So think about this tribe, right? So when you say like Mac versus PC or anything, you want people to pick a side. Well, Fox News, and boomers in particular, 77% of boomers identify as either moderate or Republican or conservative. And he said, aha, let me capture this tribe. I know that I can sell to them. I know what they need in their life, and it's the MyPillow. So he went all in. He became a spokesperson for the conservatives. And he did this. I used to think this guy's an idiot talking about politics while trying to sell pillows, but he is an absolute genius now that I look into this. Like, he knew what he was doing all along. His customers actually feel like they're buying from someone and supporting someone that shares their worldview. And he sells pillows. Like, believe it or not, I mean, this guy's banking, right? So, yes, after all the defamation suits started and stuff, that kind of added some headache. But he ended up creating a whole fund called the Mike Lindell Offense Fund to like help him fight these court cases. He was banking during this time. So, I mean, he's seen his like net worth fluctuate quite a bit, but Mike Lindell, you know, don't agree with you completely, but you, sir, I respect the hustle. I respect the marketing genius you have in you.
Man, that's just, I don't even know what to say about that. That's just intense.
That's got to be a case that's going to be taught at business school, I feel. That's phenomenal.
Yeah,
Going
really.
all in the political arena just to sell some pillows. You captured the right audience. I mean, he did what he was set out to do. All right, Salim, what's your highlight? Who's doing a good job with boomers?
So I'm going to talk about a brand that was probably not meant for boomers, but then ended up overtaking boomers. And believe it or not, it's Facebook. You know, about what percentage of people and baby boomers in the United States are on Facebook? Can you guess?
90%?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, well, it's not quite 90%. It's about 70% of baby boomers
still
in
pretty
the United
high.
States are on Facebook. My assumption is the other 30% don't know how to use a phone. Is my guess. But Facebook is, if anybody remembers, Facebook was meant to be for college kids, and they were meant to be, you had to get a university email address at the beginning, and you'd get into that, and then they were supposed to be, posting stuff on social, and that was the first social platform. That was the first real, viral social platform, and then somehow your mom got on it, my dad got on it, started sharing some pictures with grandma and grandpa, and here we are now with the baby boomers taking the pact, and they are absolutely killing it, and people are noticing, and I can guarantee you my pillow guy was probably doing advertisement through Facebook ads because he was targeting that audience, and advertisers have figured it out that the valuable demographics of that market is there. So the people that are looking for products like, My Pillow, or even phone service, or health and fitness products, as you talked about, Samir. Like those are all going in, and they're spending about 5 hours a day on the platform, trying to catch up with the grandkids and figuring out if they'll let them post or they blocked yet or not. But shout out to Facebook for pivoting and absorbing that, and then just spinning off Instagram for the kids.
I think I saw a study about like how do you get the most attention from Facebook users, especially in this age demographic, is through Facebook groups. That has become like the space and platform where a lot of baby boomers are connecting with these groups, because this is where they're finding people with similar interests and like-minded folks, right? Like they're creating meetups in that groups. They're being able to like share their hobbies with people who think and believe in and like the same things that they do. And it became a really easy way for baby boomers to just make friends. Like how difficult is it today to make friends, right? And when you introduce a platform like that where you just need one thing in common, you can be a similar car owner, you can love fishing, you can love shopping here, you love deals on that website. And like, bam, you've already instantly created a community of people just like you. That is what baby boomers want. And you're spot on that Facebook offers exactly that.
Yeah, you see it on Facebook all the time where that's where a lot of crazy controversial theories blossom as well. And that's like, that's like the language of boomers nowadays. It's like why, Kamala Harris wears purple all the time, or why Donald Trump really is hiding a six-pack. Like there's like all sorts of theories out there, and it starts with boomers, and it's always on Facebook. So it's really amazing.
Or the Karens complaining about your neighborhood and making sure that, hey, you left this out in front of me and the trash can in front of my car, and it's all on Facebook. I see it all the time.
Yeah, don't you love that? It's like so and so came and knocked on my door. Yes, Karen, he's selling roofing services. Relax.
We just went through everything, guys.
Oh,
they're coming.
Yeah, you probably got a lot of that. I'll take the next one. I looked at some studies for the most loved brands by generation, and most of it was pretty predictable, right? Gen Z loves Amazon, PlayStation, YouTube. Millennials love Ford, Target. Gen X loves Walmart, Jeep, Netflix. But for baby boomers, I want to highlight Costco. Now, all of us Costco lovers, we probably do feel a little old when we get so excited to see a great deal on a fridge at Costco, or we love to brag to friends about this 100-pack of croissants that we got from Costco. And it's actually intentional why we tend to feel like we are older than we are when our love for Costco comes out. If you think about it, everything Costco has to offer is the perfect brand and product for baby boomers. They have a massive product range that can fulfill practically any need or want, from flooring to hearing aids to produce to lawn furniture to medicine. It's a one-stop shop experience that makes every need easy and simple to fulfill. Then you have a huge focus on customer service and just very practical with their merchandising and product offering. It's a big store, but it's relatively easy to shop, and it tends to be pretty consistent and familiar every time you go. The membership model gives boomers a sense of exclusivity and belonging, kind of the stuff we're talking about with Facebook and what that has done for them. They offer online shopping and same-day delivery, and here comes a convenient way of shopping for Costco. And talk about no bullshit, Costco doesn't advertise. Costco does not market to you unless you are already a member. They don't advertise. They don't spend anything on marketing, and yet they have such a powerful presence and identity. And damn, are they trustworthy? People love bragging about getting stuff at Costco. There's almost a quality badge of honor that comes from something that you got from Costco. So next time you're at Costco, look around and notice how many baby boomers are shopping there. And ask yourself, why are they buying this massive pack of toilet paper and a 20-pack of lemons when they are just empty nesters in their massive home in the suburbs?
Costco, I mean, these guys are like, you think of Mr. Richard down the road. He was owning a Kirkland sweatshirt way before Gen Z ever picked one up.
All right, Deal, you got the next one?
Yeah, so do you know ARP? Okay, I have to use their tagline, right? So I'm talking about AARP. Many of us still call it that. And if you don't know, AARP is a community of retirees. It's like a media company / affiliate company that works with a bunch of brands, and then they build this community of retirees. And so imagine what Boys Life magazine did for young boys buying rocket kits. they do that for 50 to 70-year-old seniors, right? So they have a multifaceted approach, and what's interesting is they use like broad spectrum marketing, but they segment a lot of things out. So they have they publish this like really popular magazine, but what people don't know is they have a huge range of them. They have a bunch of different magazines, and so the way their strategy is that they kind of have buckets of like the 50s, the 60-year-olds, and the 70-year-olds, right? And then they also segment out the various interests that they have, and then they send them direct mail, and they send them magazines and whatnot with a bunch of offers and all sorts of things. Obviously, there's a membership fee as well that if you as part of being part of AARP, you get a lot of these deals. But their flagship publication, the AARP magazine, AARP The Magazine, I don't know if you guys know this, but it's the largest circulation magazine in the U.S. now. It offers all sorts of value add information from like health, finance, travel, lifestyle things and stuff too. But their whole approach is to keep everyone engaged with relevant and useful content for them. So of course they have some political chat in there. They have like about, security of your nest egg and things like that. This is probably why they're still holding on to 70% of the wealth. But they've started to add, we talked a little bit about Facebook and, how boomers do adopt technology. Boomers love email. There's so many boomers out there that still will read through all the junk email that you send them, right? Like it's an actual conversation point that some people talk about is like Grandma Jane still sits and reads all of her emails, right? She doesn't just mark them as spam. And so AARP knows that, and they've doubled down on it. So their email marketing has blossomed tremendously. They are always doing new articles. This has kept them more on like trend driven, like to talk about hot topics rather than having to wait for a magazine to come out. And of course, I talked about the direct mail and everything, but everything has gotten more and more personalized, which is really interesting. So they use these mass channels like from email, direct mail, magazines, but they really cater them to your interests. And that's why boomers that are part of AARP love it so much, because it is that like the original targeting that we all love about Facebook or Meta ads and TikTok ads. You can kind of hone in on that. AARP's database is insane, and they know exactly how to get to their audience and what to sell them. So I thought it was a fascinating story on how AARP's like killing it with boomers.
Isn't there an age limit that you have to be on AARP? Like you can't just join at any age, right? I think there's an age barrier.
Yeah, it's 50. I think it's 50.
They taken that ownership.
Well, it says 18 or older. Yeah. It says 18 or older, but everything is designed for 50 and older.
I guess they have to be inclusive. Is that why?
Yeah, I mean,
if someone wants to pay for membership, they're not going to say no. But clearly, everything is designed for older. No, that's a good one. I would never have thought how kind of modernized approach to marketing that AARP has. I mean, I just see the commercials and it just seems like it's made for old people, but it's a refreshing take on what is like an older brand that is targeting older people, but in more of a modern way of marketing. Really cool. So then what do you got?
All right. So I'm going to go into kind of the staying on my theme of like cars or, brands and products that were made for young people in mind, but ended up with boomers. I'm going to talk about Honda Element. So if anybody remembers that box looking Honda Element back in I think it came out in 2003, and they did discontinue in 2011, but it was originally designed with young consumers in mind. And emphasizing the quirky design, the customizable interior, and the removable seats, the stain. I think they had like stain resistant surfaces, and you could take out the carpets. And it was really designed with the the youngsters in mind. But turns out they missed the mark on that. But they landed on the baby boomers. Research shows that the average age of the starting age of a buyer of a Honda Element was 42, and which leads them right into the baby boomers now. And they liked it. They built, they liked the practicality of it. They liked the spaces of it. They liked the development of how strong they were. And the older drivers like why, it was just versatile. They could take the seats out, put stuff in there, and put all the groceries from Costco in there. I mean, they took everything, and they definitely enjoyed it. And then you could get like the customizable stuff that you thought would hit home with the younger generation. Actually, was kind of better for the older generation because now they had customized do-it-yourself mats for pets, and you get the pets in there. And they built a whole community. There's a community of Honda Element owners club, which has over 90,000 members today. And most of them are baby boomers. And they come up with all these DIYs for the Honda Elements and how to fix things because the car's not available anymore. And it's become this very unique, I guess, group of individuals or culture for them. To drive a Honda Element, and they still resell really good well.
That Freudian slip on the DUI talking about cars is funny.
Baby boomers getting DUIs with the Honda. I love it. No, it's interesting. I mean, I think a lot of the more newer cars that we're seeing now, how many different customizable options there are. This seems like this is like the first version of that. I never knew that about the Honda Element and how you can do all that. It seems like an art project for all these baby boomers who wants to customize their car, but we're not talking about like new paint job and new wheels. Like we're talking replaceable carpets for your pet. Like this is pretty phenomenal. I think it's a really unique idea that baby boomers just took a hold of and ran with it. Awesome.
Yeah, I think.
All right, well, that wraps up our.
Oh, my bad. I think the next one, like that next car that's going to do that. Have you guys seen the new Volkswagen van?
Oh, the old school van coming back. Is that the way that was?
So it's like the beloved Volkswagen van from the 70s. They're bringing it back in electric form, and it is very like modular, very similar to the Honda Element. You can take seats out. There's multiple compartments. It seems like it's actually designed the same way, that they may be targeting it for that versatile, like young surfer dude or beloved baby boomers. It's really interesting. Before we take off, guys, I gotta tell you guys something. I came across this app today, and I think we need to educate our listeners. There's this new app called Time Left, TIME Left. It's pretty amazing. I just filled out the whole survey. So you join the app. It makes you do this questionnaire, like a personality survey, and it will pair you with 5 other people in your city that you go have dinner with. It's only on Wednesday nights. It can be a subscription model if you want it, or you can do a one-off. And you just go, so it's really just for extroverts. Like I can't imagine like, my wife is like, will only talk to a few people in her life and she's totally happy with that. But someone like me loves this idea. And so it's really interesting how they're like, this really opens a whole new way of, because many of us who have settled down and like, you kind of feel like, okay, the friends that I have, like I love them, but sometimes I need some more excitement. I would like to meet some new people. Well, this is like a really cool way that they're doing this. So nothing marketing related, but really cool business out there that just kind of launched. It's like picking up steam. So if anyone downloads it and tries it out, let me know what you guys think. But extroverts out there, there's finally an app for us.
When you said time left, it reminds me of that Justin Timberlake movie where he's got the time on his hand and he's got like minutes left in his day, like life. That's what came to mind when you said time left.
Oh yeah, no, nothing like that. Not the best.
I was worried. We're talking about baby boomers. I was nervous about us getting a little too close to talking about getting closer to dad. I was like, I don't want an app to tell me how much time left I have on this one.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for something similar to that, right? Because he's like, I filled out the form, I give him all my data. He's gonna tell me I'm gonna die in 50 years, and that's what's gonna happen.
But before you do, go meet some friends on Wednesdays. Have dinner with some new people. No, good placement there. Well, that wraps up today's episode. I think just something to think about is as you see more marketing out there. We always love to talk about Gen Z, but don't forget those old folks out there. They're a very powerful bunch, and they're definitely not a few of them. So keep listening, keep sharing. We appreciate you guys, but we'll see you guys next time.
Ciao.
Stay fabulous, guys. And hey, if you're watching the YouTube video on this, please hit subscribe and ignore my couch in the back. I'm not JD Vance. This is just like a one-time thing.
All right, we're killing that.
All right.
Men go mad.
He's gone mad.
Mad Men.
You're bad.
The man's mad.
Mad Men.
I'm mad.